Hello, hello. Alright. I am live on Facebook and Instagram right now. Hello and welcome. How are you? We'll just wait for a few people to arrive and then I'll get started. I'm super excited for this one. This is something that I absolutely love teaching. And so we're going to be talking about mindfulness. It's become kind of this really buzzword right now. I don't know if you've seen all these people talking about mindfulness here and there. And so I thought I would give a little bit of a rundown on what it is, when you should use it, when you should not use it, and we'll even do a little mindfulness practice, so you can get, if you've never done it before, you can get a little taste of what it is. And it's super easy, but it's super powerful as well. So I'm super excited to be sharing this with you. So mindfulness, what is it? Basically, it's just being really present in the here and the now. Being aware of what's around you, using your senses, just knowing and being in what you are doing and where you are, how your body feels, what is in this moment right here, right now. Because what tends to happen, and happens to all of us, is that we go about our days and we're all in our monkey mind and we're thinking about the future, or we're worried, and we're in the past, or this happened or that happened, or what am I going to cook for dinner, and what did that person say in that meeting, or all those sorts of things. And we get caught up in all the stories and all the things that are going on, and we forget about the here and now. We forget about what's going on right here. And also just giving absolute presence to what's happening. If there's a person in front of you, if there's a person that you're talking to, how amazing is it when you're really present with them? You're not thinking about what you're going to say, you're not distracted by anything else, but you're here and you're present and you're really listening to people. Being in that kind of moment is what mindfulness is really about, is being mindful of everything that's going on around you. So, and science has started looking at this, right? So they started with meditation and now they're looking more at mindfulness. And it's been shown that it helps to reduce people's stress levels, it enhances people's performance, it helps you to gain insights, it increases your overall attention, and just really helps not only in the workplace but in families and relationships and all sorts of things. So it's an absolutely amazing thing to be able to do. So it's really about getting present, getting in the here and now, and leaving the past in the past and the future in the future, and just connecting in with this moment. Now, when should you not use mindfulness? Because it's not something, it's unless you're sort of enlightened, it's really hard to be doing all of the time. Right now it's really hard for me because I'm a bit nervous doing this live, for example, but I'm trying to be as mindful as possible, especially because I'm talking about mindfulness. But sometimes, it's really hard to be mindful. And there's sometimes when it's not appropriate as well, or it's not appropriate for certain people. So one of those things is, if you do deal with trauma or PTSD and those kinds of things, sometimes when you connect into your body, you connect into that moment, it can bring up a lot of things. So you need to make sure that you're in a safe environment if you're going to do this, to make sure that you can deal with what is coming up. Okay? So sometimes it's not appropriate, and you need to be really mindful about that, and just really know when it's safe for you to do that, when it's safe to connect into your body, when it's safe to connect into the moment, and that is different for everybody. So I do sort of give that caveat that, if you're dealing with big stuff, with big emotions, that perhaps you're not ready to look at, because this is about not only being present with the moment, but also present with yourself. And sometimes that means that emotions come up, things come up in the moment, and we need to learn how to be present with those. And so that can be a process as well. So if you're dealing with some big stuff, you know, making sure that it's appropriate for you to do that and that you're in a safe environment to do so. One of the other things is you shouldn't be using mindfulness to kind of numb or repress feelings. So like, oh, I don't want to think about that thing, so I'm just gonna like be in this moment. I'm just gonna think about the thing that's right in front of me. That's not really what mindfulness is about. It's not about kind of numbing out from emotions and feelings that arise when you do really connect in. So just being aware of not using it as a tool to kind of disassociate from things, but it's really about awareness and acceptance of it all that comes through in a moment when you sit with yourself, when, you know, you are really, really present. Because that doesn't mean that, you know, emotions and things that you're worried about are not going to arise. It's not shutting down the mind. It's allowing and accepting everything to be there with no judgment, with absolute awareness, and just being there with it all and allowing yourself to be with it. And so we're not repressing feelings, we're accepting everything that's there. But what we're doing is allowing them to pass and being just consistently coming back to the moment, not getting involved in the story all around it, allowing these things to rise, allowing these things to be accepted and loved in the moment, and then allowing them to pass. Okay? So that's what mindfulness is about. It's about being present, it's about being accepting, and it's about not judging anything that's going on. And that includes, when we connect to kind of all of the senses, that includes accepting and loving, like, the noisy neighbors that are next door, or, you know, different sounds or noises that are around that might irritate you. It's like connecting to that and accepting that it's there and loving it and just being in the moment with it. And once you do that, you find that kind of those stress levels about it go down and you just accept it. You come with a mindset of kind of curiosity and just sitting with everything that is and accepting everything that is. Okay? So this might be a little bit of a abstract concept right now, but I invite you to start to explore it and start to come with this mindset of curiosity and come to each moment and stop just for a moment and really connect with it. And it is amazing if you can do that a number of times throughout the day. The amount of like less stress, the amount of less worry that you'll find, the amount of more acceptance of yourself, of what's going on around you, acceptance of other people, it just blossoms and comes forward. So I invite you to start to do this, because it's an amazing practice. And it can just be for, you know, a minute, 2 minutes, you know, to start with, and then as much as possible coming back to the moment, allowing the past to stay in the past, allowing the future to stay in the future, and being here in the now. So if you like, we can do a little mindfulness practice now. I do these practices as well, like in my meditation classes, and I do a mindful eating workshop, and, you know, we bring that mindfulness practice into everyday things. So eating is an amazing one to do it with, because often we just kind of eat and watch TV or whatever and not really connect with what's going on and not connecting with how our body feels. And I talked about this a little bit in my last live about, you know, body connection. When you can bring that mindfulness in, it helps you to also just be aware of what your body likes and what it doesn't like, how your body's feeling in the moment. You know, are you too stressed? Are you not even hungry? Why are you eating? Because you're anxious, those kinds of things. So I invite you to do this practice with me now. So, you know, get comfortable if you like, but this is also about, you know, it doesn't have to be a big meditation practice. It doesn't have to take a lot of planning and that kind of thing. It's just something to do moment to moment as much as you can. So wherever you are and whatever you're doing, if you're driving or something like that, be careful please. But if you just want to just stop for a moment and take 3 breaths in and out. So inhaling and exhaling. And I want you to keep your eyes open and start to just look around you, look at what's in front of you. I've got a big camera in my face right now, but just being aware of what is there, coming at this with just a curiosity. So looking around a little bit, taking in the shapes that are there, taking in the colors that are there, and just noticing, and just becoming aware of them. How bright the colors are, how dull the colors are, how things look, whatever's right in front of you. And we're not judging any of it, just accepting whatever is there for you. And then moving your awareness, and you can close your eyes if you like or not, becoming aware of the sounds around you. So you can probably hear my voice, other neighbours doing something, can you hear some traffic, is there a dog barking? And again, just accepting. It's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing, it just is. And coming into this moment with each of the senses. So doing that as well with any smells. Are there any smells that you can smell? And if there's nothing, just accepting that. So coming into this moment. Coming into this moment. Any tastes in your mouth. And then coming into your body. And feeling how the clothes touch your skin. Accepting what's there. Coming in and connecting with where your body's touching a chair or wherever you are, touching the ground. And just feeling how that feels. And again, we're not judging it, we're just placing awareness on it. Being mindful of what's there. And you might start to notice emotions arising, or feelings. You might start to notice pain in your body. You might start to notice tension. You might feel really relaxed. All you're doing is accepting everything that this moment has for you. Being curious about it and thinking, oh, that's interesting that my back hurts there, or, actually my feet are really tense. And just accepting it all and allowing the emotions to arise and going, oh, that's interesting, I do feel a little bit anxious. And just continue to breathe. And the breath is an amazing thing to hold your awareness, to hold you in this mindfulness, because it connects us with this moment all the time. It's different every time that you inhale and that you exhale. The breath connects us to the body and to the outside world. And it's just an absolutely beautiful practice. Notice how your chest rises and falls. Just placing mindfulness on that. And I want you to just notice now how you feel now compared to when we started doing this practice, I think about 2 minutes ago. Has your mind slowed down a little bit? Do you get this feeling of attention in this moment, of this mindfulness? Because it's shown to just really lower stress levels. Allow the past to be in the past, the future to be in the future, and for you to be in this moment. And so I invite you to really just do that randomly throughout the day. If you've been, we're all on Zoom, we're all Zoom tired at the moment, especially if you're in quarantine, like us here in Santiago at the moment. Between Zoom calls, just take a moment to get mindful. Just look around you. Connect into your body. Connect into each of the senses. and just come into the awareness of the here and the now and just accept it all. Acceptance and non-judgment is really, really important as well. Because if we start to judge the sounds that are around us, if we start to judge how your body's feeling, that's not mindfulness. That's just judging, and you're also placing sort of past and future and emotions onto something that doesn't really need it. So just allowing yourself to accept everything that's there. That's a really important part of the mindfulness practice. So let me know how you feel. Let me know if you have any questions about mindfulness. I invite you to come along to my meditation classes on Thursdays. There's always a slight we do kind of a grounding mindfulness practice at the start for just 5 minutes. Just, it's after a long day on a Thursday, a lot of people are tired, so we always just bring it back into mindfulness, into grounding at the start of those classes, and then do a longer meditation after around a different theme. So that's tomorrow night, so I'd invite you, I'd love for you to come along. We're also doing a 7-week chakra program coming up with All Within, myself and the lovely Patty. So I invite you along to that. We've always got lots of things happening, and I'm hoping to do more and more of these lives, and just, so if there's any topics that you're interested in, if there's anything that you want to hear about, whether that be sort of more meditation and mindfulness stuff, I'm also a naturopath, so anything around your health that you'd like to know about, let me know, please. But any questions right now, I'm happy to field any that you've got. Oh, thanks, Vanessa. Thank you. My necklace from the lovely Julia. The moon phases. We of course have the new moon meditation that'll be coming up in English on the 12th and in Spanish on the 11th with the lovely Vanessa. So please come along. But yeah, I hope that you start to have a feeling of this mindfulness. It's an amazing practice, and especially I think in quarantine right now, where all the days feel a little bit the same. I don't know about you, but I love my office, but it's kind of the only place I am right now. So anytime you can kind of take a little break and just get into this moment and notice how it's different from the other moments, can just have this amazing calming effect on you. I know that I try to use it as much as possible, and it's also that process of remembering and reminding yourself to get present, because otherwise we just get caught up in the to-do list, get caught up in all the things of the day and the worries and all the things. So as much as possible, bringing it back to the moment can just be super, super helpful. I know, especially in this trying time. So I'm here for you. Any questions at all, always available. Just shoot me an Instagram message, an email, or WhatsApp, any way you'd like. I'm always happy to help. So I want to thank all the people that came to watch tonight, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.